Assalamu alaikum students, this is our lecture number 15 part B. In this video we will continue the same topic which we have studied in the previous lecture 15 part A. We will continue the topic of format specifier. In our previous video we have seen that how the format specifiers are used in the output function, that is the printf function, to display the value of variable on the screen. In this video we will see that how the format specifier is used in input function for taking the value of variable as input from the user. And we will see this with the help of some examples. So let's start with our first example. In the first example, we are asking the student to enter his marks and then we will display those marks on the screen. So you have to write down the program. First, we will start with the void main void. Before the void main void, you have to write down the header files. And then we have declared a variable that is integer type and its name is marks. Then we will write down the printf statement and enter your marks. And whatever marks the user entered, we are going to take as input through the input function scanf. And we are using the format specifier %d here, and we will write down and marks. This is the part of syntax. Then we will write down the printf statement that you obtained the %d marks, and whatever the marks which are stored in this variable will be printed over the screen. So now let's see this program once again. When we have written that statement integer marks, then a space will be reserved in the memory. And this space will be 2 bytes because you know that for the integer 2 bytes are reserved. And this space will be given the name of what? Marks. Now when the next statement is executed, it will be printed that enter your marks, and suppose that the user has entered 815. So those 815 will be stored in this space or in this memory location. And then in the next statement, we have printed those 815 marks on the screen. So this was our first example, and we have seen that how you can take the integer type data as input from the user and then display it on the screen. In our next example, we will see that how you can take the floating point data from the user and display it on the screen. And as an example of the floating point data, we have taken the student's height. So you will declare a floating point variable using the keyword float, and then you will write down the height, and in the same way in the memory 4 bytes will be reserved and the name height will be given because for the float 4 bytes are reserved in memory. Then you have written the enter your height, so this will be printed over the screen that enter your height, and in the next statement, this is the input function using the format specifier %f, because for the floating point %f format specifier is used and height. So the user has entered the height 5.4 and this will be stored in the variable height, and in the next statement the height is printed. Again using the format specifier that your height is %f feet. So the value which is stored in the height, that is 5.4, will be printed on the screen. In our next example, we are asking the student to enter his section. So his section could be A, B, C or D. So what type of variable we should be using? We will be using the character type variable for asking the student section. Therefore, I have declared a character type variable in section, and for the character type, only 1 byte is reserved in the memory. So we will ask the student to enter your section, and whatever the section student enters, we will be using an end section to store it in the section variable. As you can see in this program, the student has entered the section B. So in the section B will be stored, and in the next statement you are printed it again on the screen that you are in B section, here the %C, and it will be displayed on the screen. Now in the next example, we are asking the student to enter his name, and then display it on the screen. And you know that in the name, there are more than one characters. So we will be using the string. And there is no data type which is string. So what we will do? We will declare a variable that is character type, and we will give it a name of name. And then we have in the square brackets, we have written 20. This means that it can hold 20 character type variables. So this is the maximum which we need for a name. Now the 20 spaces are reserved. We will ask the student to enter your name. And since the student has entered the name Aisha, therefore it will be saved in this variable name. And for the percentage %s is used for the string, and there are more than one characters present in the name, it is called a string. In the next statement, your name is percentage %s, that whatever name the student has entered will be printed on the screen. So these were some important basic data types which are used when you normally write down the C program. So I have elaborated you all these data types and format specifiers through the example programs. I hope that it is clear to you. Thank you.